meteorologist Abigail Tegler.
Nice and warm today, feeling like a typical September afternoon. But wait until you see this weekend. Big changes ahead, and if you don't like cooler weather, well, I don't know, I guess you need to head south.
Yeah, maybe a little further south will be your better bet, because we are talking about a big dip in those temperatures. Not the look of it today. We are looking at the upper 70s and lower 80s for your daytime high, although we are starting to see a few more clouds move on in off to our north. That will continue to build up and move further in as we go into the evening as a cold front approaches, and that's why we're seeing that dip in temperatures. But currently out there, really across the board, we are flirting with the 80s. 73 in Albertville. You're still holding on to the lower 70s, but I have a feeling for not much longer as we look off to our west. That's our warm spot at Muscle Shoals at 78 degrees. So it is a little muggy out there, sunny for most of us. So when you go to pick up those kids off from school, they're not going to need a jacket. Maybe a windbreaker. Those winds will pick up, helping to push some warm air in ahead of this front. Looking at west-southwest, currently calm, continuing to build though as this front approaches. So going into the evening, we're going to see these pick up. Now as we go into the 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock hours, this front is starting to approach. It's going to drop our temperatures as we go into the overnight. Not as big of an impact as we're going to see in the next 48 hours, but around 6 a.m. we're dropping into the 50s and continuing to see these clouds build up for the overnight hours, bringing with it a slight chance of some rain between the 10 o'clock and overnight hours as this front moves on in. Getting a look at those temperatures as we roll into your Friday morning, looking at the 40s up to our north, a little bit warmer down to the south and to the east, looking to hold on to those 50s for just a little while longer. But this cooler air is going to continue to filter in. We're going to struggle to get to the lower 60s for your daytime high. That is pretty well a 20-degree difference between today and what your Friday afternoon is looking like. And for that drive home, we're not seeing a whole lot of activity, just those cooler temperatures move in and those gusty winds not coming from the southwest anymore, now coming from the north, pushing in that cooler, dry air. And this is why we're talking about frost. Really, we only need it to get down to around 36 with some clear skies and a calm wind. And right now, it's looking like we have all those key ingredients to be talking about frost, especially off to some of our northern counties for your Saturday morning. So brace yourself for that as we go into the weekend, and maybe have some room in your house if you have some outdoor plants. Now, we haven't forgotten about the tropics. It has not been as active, thankfully, but we do still have a few areas of concern, as you can see. So maybe in the next 5 days, we will be talking about yet another tropical storm heading towards the Gulf. But right now, we are just keeping an eye on it, and maybe something to keep in the back of your mind as we go into the next few days. Our big talking topic is that front moving in overnight tonight into Friday, dropping us down pretty well 20 degrees of frost overnight going into your weekend. So if you have any outdoor plans, maybe for Friday night football, here's that forecast. Here's what you can expect. Those temperatures are going to be cold. We are looking at the lower 50s, upper 40s, so maybe pack some hot cocoa, a blanket. If you're like me and get cold easily, I'd also pack some gloves. But looking at your full forecast, here's what you can expect going into your next week. That's when you're going to still need those sweaters, but not as much as Friday and Saturday. We're looking at the lower 70s and fall-like temperatures, and look at that, a dry stretch of days. No rain currently in your forecast.